This interview is being presented by Intimidation Clothing. Impose your will. Uncivilize. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Be a beast among men. Adrenaline Training Center. Up your game. Change the way you train. TheDailyPunch.net. Have you gotten your Daily Punch? Area 51 Fight Gear, and MMA Mind Power. Late Night MMA Radio is live Monday and Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Call into the show to win MMA merchandise. www.latenightmma.com. Join the revolution. This is Late Night MMA Radio. I'm your host, Mark Anderson. Let's bring the man in now. John Alessio, you there, bro?
How's it going, guys? How you doing?
It's doing good, man. Doing good. What have you been up to tonight?
Drinking some beers,
Nice.
watching some movies, taking out at McDonald's. That's about it. Oh, never mind. I was training. That's what I was doing. I was training.
Oh, yeah. You can't be doing that before the fight. So let's talk about your latest win.
All right. Yeah, it was my lightweight debut. So it was a real important fight for me. Of course, the most important part at first was making sure I made the weight. Didn't want to be one of those guys that says they're going to drop a weight class and can't even do it. So once I got past that part, it was just smooth sailing. I was super confident going into that fight. It was a big name for me. A lot of people didn't really know who Luis Firmino was, but the hardcore fans do. When he fought in Pride a bunch of times, and his only losses were to like Kawajiri and Luis Azeredo, who were regarded as some of the top guys at that time. So it was a big fight for me, and I came out on top and was real thankful.
Okay, man. So we just had Ryan Healy on the line, and he told us that you're overlooking him. You're not giving him credit where credit is due. He says you're well-rounded, but you can't stand with him. Any comments?
Well, for him saying I'm overlooking him, well, he's terribly mistaken, and I guess he'll have to find that out on Friday night. Overlooking, I don't overlook anybody. I talk a lot about wanting to be in the UFC, but I completely understand that I have to beat Ryan Healy in order for that to come true. I'm and if I'm not giving him credit where credit's due, then he obviously hasn't been listening or reading anything that I've said. I've openly admitted that I think I'm better than him everywhere, and I stand by that. And I give him his credit. I think he's a tough guy. He's resilient. He can take a beating. He's got good boxing skills. I've said that. So he's either retarded and can't read, or he's just chosen not to listen to those things, and he's trying to build something up in his head so that he hates me so he can go into this fight angry or something. But I gave him his respect, but for 15 minutes in that ring, I'm not going to respect him one bit. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to take his head off. Afterwards, we can be cool.
Okay, man. So you're still with Extreme Couture, correct?
I'm with Extreme Couture and Robert Drysdale Jiu-Jitsu, yeah.
Okay, and so who will be your coaches, or who has been coaching you up for this fight, and who will be in your corner?
Well, my boxing coach is Gil Martinez, and my jiu-jitsu coach is Robert Drysdale. My strength and conditioning coach is Jake Bonacci, and I also work my kickboxing with Sugarfoot Ray Sefo. So I feel really well prepared for this fight.
For sure,
as far as my corner is concerned, I've actually got one of my first trainers, Canadian fighter Jason Height, going to be in my corner, who is also on the Canadian boxing team at one point, and then I'm just going to have my best friend Josh Bong in my corner. So a couple of my coaches weren't able to come up, due to it being in Canada and stuff with travel issues and things like that.
Right.
So, but I'm just as prepared whether they're in my corner or not.
Okay, and how much weight do you have to cut to get down to 155?
Well, I started this camp at around 190 pounds, and I've been working my way down consistently over the last 10, 11 weeks. This has been a long camp for me. Been putting a lot of work in, so that's why that's why I get a little offended when he says, I'm underestimating him. I put in a long camp for this, a long camp to prepare for Ryan Healy. So I'm ready, and I don't know what he's talking about.
Did you catch any of the fights over the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you think of? What did you think of Ryan Couture?
Man, he stepped up. I'm so proud of him. He did really good. I'll admit, I was a little nervous for him going into that fight. I thought it was a big step up in competition, and he really showed that he belongs in Strikeforce, and he's ready for those names, and bigger tests and stuff. And he looked awesome against Connor Hugh. He was really a step ahead of him the whole time. His footwork looked good, his striking looked good, his grappling looked awesome. The only thing that that Connor really did was score a couple takedowns.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, was there any other fights that stood out for you?
Well, of course, the Ronda Rousey taking home another arm.
Yeah, that's
just
crazy,
awesome,
eh?
and it just seems like you can't stop her, and she even says, you know it's coming, but you can't stop me. And she proved it once again, and I really think that women have, the women's MMA as a new face, a new poster girl. I think she's great for the sport, being an Olympian, and she's decent looking, and she can fight. So that fight always stood out. That was really good. Of course, I was watching Ryan's brother, Pat Healy, in action.
Yeah.
Because Pat's a guy, I've trained with Pat before. He's a really nice guy, but he's a guy out there that, I could possibly be matched up with down the road. You never know if,
sure.
If I don't go to UFC, I could go to Strikeforce. You never know what's going to happen. So I've been keeping an eye on him. He seems to have been doing really good, and I think that fight would be interesting. And I'm pretty sure once I smash his brother, he might want a little family revenge.
Nice. Yeah, we were talking with a few other fighters earlier in the show, and they were just surprised that arm didn't break in the Ronda Rousey fight.
I was very surprised it wasn't broken either. I mean, there's got to be some serious tendon ligament damage, though, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
that thing was bent all different ways, and it was disgusting, really. I mean, the referee probably should have stopped that and saved her arm a little bit. But yeah, I'm very surprised there was nothing broken.
Yeah, for sure. I was saying that to a buddy. What's the ref doing? Like, really? Oh yeah, man.
What was he looking at?
Yeah,
he looked like he was staring right at that thing. I was bowed backwards and twisted the opposite way, but he just chose to sat there and wait for it to tap, which is, there's two sides of that. There's that one side where, you don't want the referee to stop the fight until you're ready for it to be over. But then there's also the fighter has that mentality where they're going to go and go and go.
Well, especially with all the talks and everything, right?
Yeah, the referee needs to be there to protect you, from yourself, really.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, man. Let's see here. Where'd you go from here? Is UFC obviously is the end game for you?
UFC is the goal, absolutely 100%, but like I said, I got Ryan Healy standing in front of me next Friday night, and he's no pushover, it's going to be a tough battle. I'm sure he's well prepared, and this is a fight for him that, he's probably trying to steal a little bit of thunder from me, and it's obviously my job to prevent that. I'm not going to be a stepping stone for him. If anybody's going to do the walking on somebody, it's going to be me.
For sure, man. And talk about coming back to Canada. Any added pressure?
No, I'm more excited than anything to come to Canada and fight. The crowd always treats me really good. It's been a while since I've been back there. This fight was supposed to happen last year in December, and Ryan got hurt. And, I was excited to make my score debut and my Ontario debut. And just getting back to Canada in general, has been something that I love fighting there. I got to fight in numerous shows in Canada, but it's been a few years, and yeah, I'm just excited, not nervous at all. The crowd's going to embrace me, and I'm going to bring that energy in with me and just let it all go.
Good deal, man. So when something like that goes down, do you still get taken care of by the promotion and the sponsors?
Well, when Ryan got hurt?
Yeah. Because I remember they were trying to find an opponent last minute, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's crazy because they found a couple of guys that would take the fight, but the commission wouldn't approve it. And if it
Damn
was
high
any
ash.
other province, yes, exactly. If there's any other province or state, I would have fought. You know what I mean? But they just wouldn't approve it. And they had a guy that had like 15, 20 fights that wanted to fight me, and they still wouldn't approve that. It's like, oh, shame on me for having 48 fights. You know what I mean? Like, so
sure.
it was just kind of like, come on, man. This is like right before Christmas. The money would have came in handy. It's like you're taking food off my family's table is kind of how I took it,
Yeah.
And the promotion did everything they could to find me an opponent, and they did. But it came down to the commission, and it was just sad that it didn't happen. And, I think the sport is new there. They're still not familiar with the fact that sometimes records don't always have to play into it. There's guys that are like 3-0 that are in the UFC and phenomenal fighters, but yet they wouldn't be able to fight me in Ontario, but I could fight them in Vegas. So it's just maybe he needs to be educated a little bit more. I'm not trying to insult them at all, but I just kind of feel like something needs to be done there.
Right. Okay, man. Any sponsors you'd like to promote, your Twitter or Facebook?
Well, absolutely. My Twitter, I'm a real fan-friendly on there. I'm on there all the time, so it's John Alessio 79 is my handle on there. My sponsors, knockoutfightwear.net, Knockout Fightwear. I got a brand new signature T-shirt that just came out, which can be ordered on that website. Gamma O, gammalabs.net. Gamma O has been a big part of my sponsorship for a long time. My chiropractor, Dr. Shaw, my other doctor, Dr. Rhonda Bachron with Las Vegas Sports Institute. Bo's Kennels, that's boskennels.com. If anybody out there is looking for a real sick pit bull, they got like 6 different breeds they specialize in, and they got some badass blue pit bulls, and they'll ship, all over North America. So if anybody's looking for a dog, look no further.
Good deal, man. Well, looking forward to seeing you down at the weigh-ins this Thursday, and best of luck in the fight.
Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in a week.
For sure, man. See ya.